Good morning again. Welcome to Healing Light Fellowship Church. We are a non-denominational church practicing spiritualist principles. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today's the day our great country celebrates our independence from Great Britain. We also use July 4th as an opportunity to honor our armed forces who sacrifice daily to preserve our freedoms. So here we are, 245 years later, we're still celebrating. We celebrate with picnic, parties, food, games, family reunions, fireworks, last but not least, mattress sales. Freedom means many things to many people. Some view it politically because we have the right to vote for people, parties, and ideas. Others view freedom of speech and the ability to express their perspective or opinion as important. Yet someone else might look at it in a financial context. They try to free themselves from debt, loans, house payment, medical bills, car payments, student debt. Some may view it as freedom of religion. You can worship anywhere you want, anytime you want, or not, if you choose to. Yet a senior citizen might view freedom as being able to get in the car and still drive to a grocery store. What does freedom look like to you? Is it being able to buy anything you want? Does it mean you don't owe anybody anything? This morning, I really want to talk to you about a different type of freedom, spiritual freedom. What exactly is spiritual freedom? How do we get there? What does it do for us? Thank you for asking. Big problem on your path to spiritual freedom is belief about pain and suffering. Most of us would like pain to be gone. Unfortunately, pain is a part of our lives. When it's functioning properly, it's an amazing communication tool. Let's say you stubbed your toe. You feel the pain in your toe, that brings your attention to your foot. Now we can make the changes necessary so we don't hurt it again. Without the pain, we could do more damage to other parts of our body. The suffering part is getting upset about stuffing your toe. If you're getting angry at yourself, the wall, the chair, whatever you hit, that's a response triggered by your ego, and it's determined entirely by you. Spiritual freedom is a freedom from suffering caused by ego. It's the freedom and ability to choose how we engage with that reality. It's the ability to see things in the present, and it allows us to make decisions based on what's happening now, rather than previous beliefs, associations with people, places, or things. It's important that we define freedom so we know what we're looking for and how we want to achieve it. When we were kids, freedom was as simple as being able to go out to play. If you were the energetic type, maybe you climbed a tree. If you climbed a tree, you might have gone out too far on a limb. The limb probably broke. You fell to the ground, you broke something. That ended your freedom. Something my children have heard over and over and over, choices and consequences. So if you take nothing else away from this talk today, remember those three words, choices and consequences. When I was 18, my freedom was enlisting in the Navy to escape an abusive and broken home. I spent 5 years in the Navy involved in naval intelligence. Little side note, naval intelligence doesn't have anything to do with belly buttons or oranges. After 5 years in the Navy, I realized that my freedom was non-existent. I turned my freedom over to Uncle Sam. Anyone who's ever served in the armed forces know that there is no freedom. You're told what to do every minute of your day. Okay? So after freedom, after 5 years, my freedom was the day I got out. Let me tell you someone I know who's 50-ish right now. Grew up in a one-parent family. They struggled for money. He made it through that okay. Eventually he went to college. By the junior year in college, he started drinking. Not unusual for college kids. Okay, started with 1 to 2 drinks. After that, nothing bothered him. By the time he was 23, his drinking got heavier. He was working a job that he hated. So he was drinking to help the days pass. He got married. He was married for about 8 years. During that 8-year period, he was in rehab twice. Eventually, wound up getting divorced, partly because of his drinking. Fifth of brandy would last maybe 2 days. He'd wake up at 4:30 in the morning and start drinking so he could cope with his day. Did that for 7 years. During that time span, he was in rehab 5 more times. Almost died twice from liver poisoning. Took 3 years for him to stop for good. I'm happy to say he finally stopped drinking 17 years ago. Eventually he got remarried. Wasn't the best choice for him. Remember what I told you, choices and consequences. Wasn't the best choice for him. Wound up getting divorced again. Got into another relationship which was almost a carbon copy of the second marriage. And I get it. Most people don't like to be alone. So sometimes we tolerate things in other people that we shouldn't be. Okay, again, choices and consequences. Okay, most of us don't like to be alone, so that relationship finally ended when he felt the need for something more in his life. He started going to church, which was a block away from his house. Immediately when he entered, he noticed the feeling of calm. And he really started liking this, so he started going more and more. Got involved with the church food bank on Tuesdays. Felt really good about his life changes. He's finally trying to make himself become more spiritual in his understanding that God works for us and with us, not to destroy us. He's finally understanding he has to let go of the pain and suffering he spent so many years consumed by while he was suffering from alcoholism. He was in a situation a little while ago where he's a little short on money to pay his bills. A couple days later, he got a call from someone telling him there was money in his former wife's retirement account, who is now deceased. And someone else called him and told him he had money in an investment account that they didn't remember. So he had enough money to cover his expenses. Now, I'm not suggesting if you get on a spiritual path that money's going to fall from the sky. Doesn't happen. Okay? But when you have faith in the universe and trust that God will provide, the universe will provide that opportunity for you. That doesn't mean they're going to give it to you. They may give you the opportunity to work for that money so that you can earn it. Okay? Most people get a taste of spiritual freedom from some kind of spiritual opening. Maybe you were invited here. Maybe you were just curious. Maybe you felt you needed something more in your life. Whatever brought you here today, you are not here by accident. There is no lightning bolt hitting us in the butt, making us go to church, and there is no earthquake. I hear you. Some people questioning whether or not they really need to be on a spiritual path. Ask yourself, why are you here? You feeling stuck in life? Unhappy with your career, your relationship? Do you get sick often? Do you have a hard time sleeping? Do you wake up exhausted, maybe a little cranky? I'd like to offer you some insights that will help improve your daily life and your spiritual awareness. I promise you, if you choose to incorporate them, you will see changes in your life. Embrace the change. You may even be called to change a job, relationship, lose weight, change the situation you were unhappy with. Now, I'm not suggesting, again, you go home and quit your job, call your boss tomorrow morning, I'm done, or go home and kick out your spouse, your significant other, we can't do this, bye-bye, okay? So, don't tell them I told you that, because I'm too old to run. Now, firstly, let's create a quiet space for ourselves. Why? Because we need time away from things that deplete our energy. That may be your kids, your job, your hubby, wife, significant other, okay? Create that quiet space for yourself. Secondly, meditate. Meditation is a way of stopping the thought process. If you don't already do it, start meditating. Thoughts are what create our world. Negative thoughts don't serve us. When we stop the thought process, peace, harmony, wisdom become available to us. Many people think meditation is a monk sitting on a mountaintop, cross-legged, chanting Om all day. It's anything but. At first, your mind will wander and thoughts will enter. Acknowledge them, let them go. Start small, 5 to 10 minutes, and build up. After all, when you're learning to swim, you don't just jump in the deep end to learn how to do that. Learn to ask for help. I can tell you this is something I have a problem with myself. Okay? I don't like to inconvenience people. No one can do it better or faster than you. But asking for help is actually an act of kindness. Most of us don't know how to ask for help, and no one I know has a crystal ball, and they shouldn't have to assume that I need help. It's my responsibility to let them know. Also, if you ask people for help, whatever their answer is, yes or no, accept it. Don't read into it. Why they gave you a yes or no is none of your business. But accept their answer. Trust your intuition. If you know something's not right, don't. It's just that simple. Schedule downtime for yourself so you have more time to do what you want to do. Again, not suggesting that you quit your job, forget about taking care of the kids, but start affirming that you have enough time to do what you need to do. Create a practice of gratitude. What do we say when we receive a gift, a compliment, or someone does something nice for you? Thank you. It's impossible to feel gratitude and fear at the same time. Thank you. Thank you, universe, for providing the money. Thank you, universe, for my car. Thank you for my spouse, my significant other. Thank you. Okay? Your outlook will change and you will become more positive. When you're grateful for small things, the universe will deliver more. Find things to be grateful for. We all have things we don't like. Don't focus on them. Let it go. Are you holding on to people, things, emotions that don't serve you? Anger, resentment? Look at everything in your life that is not working and just let it go. What are you telling the universe when you focus on those? Get rid of the clutter. Share your gifts with the world. Everybody has one. Find yours. Your gift may be spirit art, like Dave First. Your gift may be volunteering in a nursing home or a hospital. Whatever your gift is, find it, share it. What happens when we become spiritually free? Well, quite a few things actually happen. You have a tendency to let things happen rather than make them happen. You have frequent bouts of smiling, like this. You have more of a feeling of connection to nature. You may actually get distracted when you walk outside. I actually do that all the time, and I thought they were called squirrel moments. You may find you worry less. A loss of interest in conflicts, gossip, pettiness. Less of an interest in judging others. And less of an interest in judging yourself. You begin to clear the junk out of your life, like bad habits, bad relationships, other people who are not in your best interest. Clear out the junk. You don't have the need or desire for external things to complete you. You are the only one responsible for your happiness. You alone are the creator of your life. I'm going to say that again. You alone are the creator of your life. Nobody else is responsible for making you happy but you. Okay? You gain more appreciation for the things you have instead of focusing on what you don't have. Spiritual freedom is letting go of the dogma and following your intuition, listening to that voice within. Remember, you have guidance. Let go of fear. Let Spirit guide you. Remember, fear is the absence of faith. By removing the fear, we can remove the drama from our life. We are free from negativity. Remember that we are responsible for the choices we make. Spiritual freedom is feeling a oneness with our Creator, God. It's not that there will never be challenges or problems, but we will be able to approach them from a different perspective. I haven't yet mastered this state, but I certainly am enjoying the journey. I am and probably always will be a work in progress. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.